Welcome to today's Kineo office hours. For those of you that have not joined us before, this is where we get to spend a couple minutes introducing a certain feature of Totara that may be new or underused, something just to educate you a little bit more about the system and all the things that it can do. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Alex Carrick. I am a platforms consultant here at Kineo. And work primarily in implementation and training. And it is an honor to be able to be here with you today to talk about one of my new favorite plugins, and that is the self-service theme plugin. So right off the bat, it's worth noting that this is not core functionality, and this would be a custom add-on. And what I really like about it, well, I like a lot of things about it, but primarily it gives a great middle ground option between the core theming elements within Totara and a fully customized theme. And within the plugin itself, what it does is it makes for almost every visual aspect of the site configurable by an administrator through the system itself. So it doesn't require any development work, it doesn't require any coding. Most of it is just plug and play and being able to work with things like colors and fonts and font sizes, things that you would be used to doing in a normal Microsoft Office type suite. And it also comes with a new awesome block, which is a block that is kind of like an enhanced HTML block that has a lot of functionality built within it. And it allows you to do a lot of things and make really professional looking themes without the need for a really intense development process. So to show you what this looks like, I'm going to go to our Kineo refresh site. And so a few things you're going to notice right off the bat. There are some new areas that we're going to have access to. So one is this banner that appears here at the top. As we scroll down the page, you'll see some different bright colored blocks. There is also an admin region that is only visible to site admins. So this is a great place where you can put blocks and links and anything that you might need as an administrator that a normal everyday user, you don't want them to see. And that's going to make things a lot easier so you're not worrying block by block who is being able to see what based on role. You're able to just put them all in one area. Another new area of the self-service theme plugin is the administration tab. You'll notice this yellow tab over here on the left. I can click it and it'll pop out. I found that it's a great place to put the site administration block, so it's not either hiding out maybe in a column or near the bottom of the page. Whenever I need it, I can just pop this in and out. But it's not limited to the site administration block. If there are other things you want to put there, you are able to. And you would use this as a section just like you would any other on the page. Speaking of page, a great part of the plugin itself is that there are new page layouts that you are able to select for the front page, for dashboards. So when I put this into, when I turn edit settings on, you'll see that my site, there's the banner region like we talked about, and there are primary regions, secondary regions, tertiary and quaternary regions. So that you are able to arrange blocks to look and feel multiple different ways. You'll notice that these have 3 blocks in each area. That is also configurable. If you wanted this to be 1 block all the way across, if you wanted this to be 2 blocks side by side, 3 blocks like here, 4 blocks, 6 blocks. I think we cap it at 6 across. But all that is configurable as well. To give you guys a better visual representation of what this looks like, it looks like this. So here's just a demo screenshot. You'll see that the top grayed out and having the banner area listed, and this would be what's called the stripes layout. So aptly named because of the stripes of these sections. There are other options available within the plugin. This tends to be the most popular. But being able to work each of these independently on how many blocks you want to cross, what color you want the background to be, how they interact. You'll see that it ends with the admin area that only admins can see. And then you're also able to use the footer as an area to put blocks as well. So if you have, copyright statements, if you want links to social media, anything that you may want to replicate or include in the footer, that area is included as well. So moving on, this looks great, but how do you actually do it? So if we go back to our refresh site and we go to administration, site administration, and forgive me, this path is a little long. Appearance, themes, and you'll see here that we have the C&G Kineo self-service theme. Once I open it up, it gives me multiple elements that I can play with. So I mentioned that almost every visual aspect of the site is configurable. So the big one that's usually important to a lot of people is located here in general is branding. Branding is obviously kind of a blanket term, but it lets you upload content directly into the theme that is then expressed. So favicon, for those who don't know, is this little icon up at the top of your browser that appears in the tab. Being able to upload that, being able to upload your logo, which shows in the top. If you wanted a footer logo, you can do so. And this is what I mentioned when it comes to configuring things like background color. Anytime you see a color that you want to change or configure, you're met with this color box that you can choose. You can also select, if you know the exact hexadecimal color that you want to use, you can add that here. If you don't know the hexadecimal color, there are different add-ons for different browsers that you can use that allows you to click, if I click the right add-on, click my color picker, and it'll show me based on where my cursor is at the top what color the different elements are. And as we go down, if you wanted a certain picture in the background, again, something that I think is really cool for both Apple phones and Microsoft and Android phones is being able to upload icons that appear on your home screen if you save the page to your home screen. What this looks like as a demonstration, right, is so if you have your mobile screen, it's the icon that would appear in the background. If you don't know how to do that, look into saving a page to your home page from Safari, and that's the ability to do that. But it provides a really great overview and a really great way to make your brand and express your brand through different aspects of the site. If we were to go something a little bit more customary that you're familiar with, let's go to something like Elements Buttons. So all of our buttons on the site, this is a button. So you'll see that you have the ability to configure the button text color, the button text hover color. So you'll notice that when I hover over this button, it goes from white text on black to black text on white. So that would be what's known as hover. The background hover color. If you wanted the border to be a different color, you can do that. Your border also has a hover color. Your border radius is how rounded these corners are. So depending on if you want a very stern right angle corner or if you want more of a rounded look, you can control that. How thick you want the border to be with the border width. You can transform the text. So if you wanted this to be uppercase, lowercase, capitalized, how large you want your font, if you want your font bolded. Padding is going to be how much space there is in your button between from the side of the button. And so that just gives you an idea for something as small as this button that appears throughout the page. There's a lot of configuration that you can put in, and this carries out through reports and tabs and a lot of different aspects of your site. So my container background, you'll notice that this is 33333, which is really dark gray. So if I wanted to change this to pink, so the container of my navigation, this is the navigation bar we're going to do. I changed it to pink, which shows there. If I save this, when my page reloads, you will see that my container here is now pink. So if you have those side by side, being able to see that. If you have two different screens, that's another way to do it. And that just saves some navigation and clicking back and forth in and out of the plugin itself. So if I want to change this back, I know that this is my default of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hit Save Changes. Now my menu is no longer pink and back to black/really dark gray. So the next feature of the self-service theme plugin, so you can imagine that as you go through and configure all the different aspects of the site, it takes a lot of work. I shouldn't say a lot of work. It takes some work. And depending on how your site is used, how your users use it, how many times you're updating or changing things, things could get messed up, and you would hate for all that work you did to be lost. So one of the aspects I love of the self-service theme plugin is, just like courses, you have the ability to back up and restore themes. So just like a course, I can back this up and call this, let's say, demo, and today is the 18th of 2018. When I hit backup, it is going to take a snapshot of all the theme configurations that are done within the plugin, and it's going to save them for you. And it's going to time them, it's going to have a size. If I want to, at any point, restore, say, a previous version of this plugin, I can click Restore. If I want to download this and use this on another site, for example, if I'm going from a UAT site to a prod staging site, I can download this onto my local machine and then import it into the new site that I want to use it on, as well as being able to have the access to rename these and delete them. So this feature alone, I think, is quite a doozy, and something that internally we use a lot, because as you're playing with things, maybe you really like something, maybe you don't, you do a couple hours worth of work and realize, you know what, I really liked how I had it before that. Being able to come in and hit restore is a great way to handle that, instead of trying to remember how your site was configured before that. So all this is well and good. I showed you what our front page of our Kineo refresh site looks like. So just to show you a few other examples of what can be done here, I'm going to scroll through these really quickly. You'll notice being able to use different blocks and different numbers of blocks in different areas, the different uses of color, the different uses of text, really give you a great ability to both match your current site and current branding, as well as make your LMS a desirable place for people to come and spend time. So you'll notice some are darker themed, some are lighter themed, a lot of good imagery and being able to use them in different places. One thing that we didn't talk about as much is it also gives you the ability to update the login screen. So there's a few different login screens that you can, I should say different configurations on the login screen that you can update. So it even provides the ability to change that front door of your LMS so that users are still getting a great branded experience throughout everything from the time they log in to the time they log out. I want to thank you for joining me today to talk about the new self-service theme plugin that we're really excited about here at Kineo. If you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out to me directly or anyone on the Kineo team for more information.